You know we had to do a podcast, right?
What's your name, fat buddy?
Of course, you were looking food. What the hell?
I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
I'm gonna eat it.
You owe me for one jelly donut!
Fat motherfucker.
Listen to it. My wife said no one's gonna listen to us.
I've got bigger titties than you did!
Bullshit, because nobody fucking had geese back at that point for a bigger guy.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I might be somebody's shot of whiskey.
You can't think about, hey, I need to lose 100 pounds, and think about winning that day.
Fucking, I want a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Yo, what's up, fatleets, and welcome back to the Fat Boy Jiu-Jitsu podcast. And today I'm joined with my man, Papi The Comic. I was gonna say Sleeve Papi, but that was your moniker before. That was the moniker the last time you were on the podcast, which was
dude. That was when I first started my comedy career. That was almost 4 years ago, bro.
It was actually February 25th, 2019 was the last time you were on the podcast. You were actually the final guest before I went on a hiatus.
Dude, it's crazy. So much has happened since then. It's insane. Like
That's an understatement, ain't it?
What was a hobby turned into a full-blown career. I've been promoted in jiu-jitsu. I've lost more
purple
weight
belt.
since I got my purple belt. We got in some rolls today, which, by the way, guys, he is as bad as advertised. He's a bad motherfucker. But no, man, it's a lot. A lot has happened in those last 3 years, man. The pandemic, couple of presidents, couple of crazy shit. You know, let's recap.
There's so much. There's so much there. There's so much there, man. Thank you for. So guys, he actually is in Orlando. He's doing a show this weekend. Right, Saturday. Where you're at?
It's gonna be at Harry Buffalo. I am.
Downtown Orlando.
Yeah, downtown Orlando at Harry Buffalo. Terry McNeely, Bobby Sauce, Mike Merck, and myself. We're on tour. It's called the Florida Man Tour. I was the last Florida man they added onto this tour because the guy before me dropped out because apparently that guy hates Florida, so fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this. This is the best state in the fucking union. I don't care what anybody says.
So you came back home from Florida because you're originally from here, aren't you?
I'm not originally from Puerto Rico, born in Puerto Rico, but I grew up here, man. Orlando is home. Orlando is home. You know, Orlando, Kissimmee, this is home. This is where, oddly enough, man, in recent years, every time I come back, I feel at peace. You know, like, it's one thing living here day to day. You know, it has its challenges, and you live here, you know how it is. But when you leave and you go to another state, you know, let it be the Northeast, let it be the West Coast, let it be Texas, wherever you go, there's nothing like Florida, bro. Like, the lifestyle, just being here, like, you could just, people take things a little slower here, and I think it's a good thing. The speed of Orlando has sped up a little bit, and I could tell just because of the sheer amount of people, but it still feels like Florida. It doesn't feel like, you know, Chicago. It doesn't feel like New York. It feels like its own thing, and I enjoy it so much. It's like, to me, you know, people talk shit about Florida, and then they all move here and be like, yo, Florida's nice.
Everybody loves to be here. Everybody wants to be from Florida, you know. And it's funny you say that, because here in Orlando, compared to So I lived some time in Southwest Florida in Fort Myers, and life feels even slower out there, and it's great. I would love to go back to Southwest Florida. That's such a like chill area.
Dude, the dream is to buy like property on like either not necessarily the Panhandle, like beach property, not necessarily like the Panhandle, but like the Zephyr Hills, kind of like up in that northwest part of Florida, like right before the Panhandle,
Like
that
around
area.
Cedar Key, I think Cedar Key's up there, right?
Cedar Key, Zephyr Hills area, like yeah, like that's kind of the dream, and that one of those sleepy, small, beach towns, population, maybe 50,000, just chill, I don't know, man, like whenever Netflix comes calling and I get that Netflix money, definitely,
That's what you're doing. Setting up
that's what
shop
I'm doing.
first.
Setting up shop, getting home base, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's just fucking grinding. I love coming home, bro. I love coming home. Like everybody that I grew up with is here, Obviously things have changed. Nothing stays the same, but like I always say, like everything changes, but nothing changes at the same time. People are still who they are, and like like the little things, right? Like how can I put it? Like Malau's Bakery is still around,
Hmm.
so shout out to them. Still make a dope tripleta. You know what I'm saying? But
Did you
also
pick one up yet
Publix,
here? Oh, fucking Publix. Actually,
fucking Publix,
we're just talking about Publix today. We're getting some subs, going on a
bro.
camping trip this weekend with my son, and he's like, let's do some pub subs.
Fuck yeah, bro. Pub subs. Here's the thing. Here's what I tell people that aren't from Florida. I'm like, you want the best sandwich you'll ever have, go to the right Publix. You can't just go to any Publix. You have to find the right Publix with that one old lady that puts way too much mayonnaise on your fucking bread. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then that's the lady. That's the one that she looks at you and she makes that sandwich with love, and then you eat it and you feel that love in the sandwich, and you're like, ugh, best sandwich I've ever had, bro. It's so good. I feel fat. Nah, dog. But no, man, I love being home, man. Training with you guys was fun tonight, man. It was fun. You have a cool little crew.
Thank you, thank you for coming and
Everybody,
experiencing it.
bro, everybody was fucking. I could tell those some of the guys are green, and some of the guys were definitely seasoned
No,
very well.
actually not. I don't have any. They're all new. Not all new. No one's new actually. Besides my wife, actually, she's the only the only one that's new.
Really?
Hmm.
Well, I'm just I'm going off feel. You know what I'm saying? And it was like there was no ego. Like it was just like training. I didn't feel like I was getting headhunted, but at the same time I got good roles. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. Like it was a fun time. You've traveled and you've dropped in at gyms before. Sometimes you drop in at a gym and it's like fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
Yep.
coming after your ass, and I'm like, it's rough, especially when it's like a gi only school. They don't do no gi. It's like
Yeah, this was the you dropped in on my only no-gi night. We are pretty much a gi school still, and a lot of a lot of the concepts we teach are just translate easily to no-gi, but we don't focus 100% on no-gi or a big percentage on no-gi.
no, it's crazy. Which I prefer. Like the main academy that I've trained at over the last 5 years now down in Austin. Is a traditional jujitsu academy. It's a traditional Brazilian jiu-jitsu academy. 90% of the curriculum is in the gi. A lot of grips, a lot of entanglements with the collars and all that crap. And the jiu-jitsu revolution that's happened in Austin, which we can talk about that and all the drama that's happened down there. It
What's
has it's transformed jujitsu. Like I think now, if you want to be a competitor, and if you want to attract students, to your school and be well versed and monetized as a school, I think you have to have a legitimate nogi program. And you can thank Gordon Ryan for that.
That's that American Jiu-Jitsu, baby.
American Jiu-Jitsu. He's a fucking Henzo Gracie black belt, dog. He needs to relax.
He's no, it's great what he's done. Was able to accomplish the shit talking. I actually love it.
Dude, it's great. It's great entertainment. I mean, the dude, hate him or love him, they all bow down to the king, bro. Hate him or love him, you gotta bow down to the king. And guess what? Until somebody dethrones him, he's the guy.
Well, it's just you don't like. You may not like the fact that the guy who is he's as cocky as he is, but legitimately, until you're absolutely right, until he can be dethroned, he's that what people don't like, the bully that's like, oh yeah, you can't defeat me, you can't say shit about it, and what?
Which is funny because I ran into him when I was in Austin. He's actually a down to earth guy, man.
Yo, one of my friends, he's met him in when he's down here in Florida when he was looking for a house for his mom in on one of the beach towns. He met him, and nice as can be, and he is the nicest guy. He likes, why not talk shit to you? His job, he's trying to make money selling jiu-jitsu instructionals. He has to have jiu-jitsu matches to showcase his jiu-jitsu. How else is he going to get a following to want to watch his matches? Right? I mean, so it's marketing.
Yeah, no, but I'll tell you this. When they opened up B Team, bro. Austin had a good jiu-jitsu scene, local jiu-jitsu scene, before B Team. B Team showed up, bro. Talk about turning that entire city on its head, bro.
You switching gyms?
I didn't switch gyms, but I knew a bunch of guys that were cross-training. Like, they would pay to go train at B Team and then bring back B Team techniques and teach at the freaking Nogi classes. Like, shit like that was happening all over Austin, bro. So when they first opened up B Team, they didn't accept white belts. You had to either be a college wrestler or a purple belt to join and up in rank. So you had to have legit college credentials or a purple belt in jiu-jitsu before even joining. And then within days of the announcement, when they took over the space where Gracie Humaira used to be in South Austin, there was a wait list, bro. The wait list just to even get in the gym was hundreds of people deep. They were vetting people. They did not just want anybody to train with them. They wanted to vet people. I knew brown belts that got declined to train with them because they didn't have enough competition. Accolades, bro. You know those brown belts that
iron sharpens iron, though, doesn't it?
No shit, but you know what I'm talking about. You know that brown belt that's been training for like 10, 11 years, isn't a big competitor, but that motherfucker's salty, right? He's the guy that helps everybody get ready. He's good. He's a hell of a motherfucker on the mats. Real nice guy. Like, guys like people like that.
You met one of them today.
Bro, that dude had some thick legs, bro. Thick legs. Big boy. He looked easily 225.
Nope, not at all. He's just ripped.
That's crazy.
We actually brought out the scale after you left, because we were all talking shit, and so I weighed in at 215. Gabe and JP were right at neck and neck at like 205 and 204. Pretty neck and neck.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's God telling me that I wasn't ready for the scale yet. Just starting to get back in shape. After some pretty big life events. So no excuses, but it's slowly getting back in shape. Getting back into that grind. Fucking that jujitsu grind is real, bro. Man, it was funny when I got promoted to purple belt. In late 2020, like early, yeah, like no, last year, 2021. Um, I was they were putting on the belt. Jason, my instructor, my professor, he tells me as he's putting on my belt, he was like, "Purple belt is when life happens. This is the hardest belt to get through. This is the one where if you have financial problems, this is when it's really going to hit. If you're having marital problems, this is the one where it's going to rear its head. If you're having, every little problem that you have in your life, at purple belt is when it rears its ugly face and takes you away from jiu-jitsu." And I don't know if he was, predicting that, or if he's just been around for so long that he's seen it happen to so many students and so many people. But that statement is so fucking true. Purple belt is the belt when life happens. That's the one where you really want that black belt. Now you have to deal with life. It isn't training. It isn't the sport. It isn't jujitsu. Now it's life. Life hits you in the face. How bad do you want this?
It becomes a lifestyle, and it has to be. This is not this. It's yeah.
Which is crazy, right? So, like, it's like I don't really talk about this, but like I'm in the process of a divorce or whatever, and like it's crazy how that happened. Like after the second stripe on the fucking purple belt, and I was like, yo, I hate you, Jason, right now because you just manifested this into my life. This was everything was going great at blue belt. I was killing it. Now life happens, bro. How can I train, financially support myself? How do I do all this? And it's like excuses don't fucking matter. How bad do you want this? How bad do you want this shit, Daniel? That's the facts. Bro, it's a true statement. It's like now when I see other purple belts and they've been off the mats for a couple months and they're getting back into it, I'm like, yep, life happened. They're trying to get back into it, build that habit again, coming in 4 times a week, working out, trying to deal with the kids,
And still grinding. And still coming.
and still coming, bro. That's hard, especially now. My career's, it's taken off, and it's
That's awesome.
like being on the road. It's tough, bro. Like the challenge is tough. Like I thank God that I built like a network of like friends, within jujitsu that if I travel to certain cities that I can drop in, kind of like I did with you, and I do in Dallas, I do in Corpus and San Antonio. I've even done it in Springfield, Missouri, at a CTA affiliate. I've done it in California where I just drop in, train while I'm there, and still get the rounds in and and get the exposure. But like training while pursuing an equally hard thing, because they're hard in different ways, but they're equally hard. They're equally hard. Comedy is very hard. It's fun. It's challenging. It's mental jujitsu, but you're at this kind of like I find training helps my comedy, but comedy doesn't help my jujitsu. you know,
Ain't
it's
that
like the
about
more
that's a terrible trade off, ain't it? It's like damn.
it's like if I train, my sets are better. My sets are better. I'm looser on stage. I joke a little easier. But if I don't train, but if I do too much comedy, like if I go up 10 times in a week and I don't get on the mats, do I get like I become a better comic, but I feel like I'm suffering at this thing that I love to do. So it's the dichotomy of like I can't let either fall, but there's only but so many hours of the day. So now that I'm a full-time comic, like I'm finding now I have more time to train,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm training differently now. Like I'm training noon classes or 6 a.m. classes instead of
A night
the
class.
grind a night class. Yeah, so it's a little easier. Like when I still had a full-time day job, it was being at work at 6 o'clock in the morning and then can't go to the noon class because
There's nothing more that I love than starting your day off. And I have not been able to do this in many, many years. But starting, a 6 o'clock jujitsu class to start the day, whew, that's that's magical. That's a
bro,
magical start. That's better than any cup of coffee. Like for coffee drinkers, yeah, to wake up and have a great cup of coffee to start your day. That's having a jujitsu class before absolutely takes a dump on just a black cup of coffee. It's
dude,
amazing.
it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, right? Like what's crazy is, the discipline of waking up early enough to get to 6 a.m. classes is a discipline within itself. So it sucks because like David Goggins said, sometimes I stare at my shoes for 30 minutes, motherfucker. I don't want to go for a run. Like I feel that when it's a 6 a.m. class. You look at your gi, you look at your bed. You look at your gi, you look at your bed. And you're like, it's warm in there. And in Texas, this time of year, it gets cold, dog. Like it's like it was in the 30s before I got here. And dog, like it's at 6 a.m. class, bro. With them cold with cold mats that feel like concrete.
Hey, I get
And
that feeling just at having to wake up at 6 a.m. to take the kids to school. So I know, like that's a struggle. Like, fuck, like I have to get up. There is an absolute difference, 100%, bro, 100%. Let me tell, 100%. There's a difference when I don't have to take the kids to school and when I do, and how my ability to wake up. If the kids are on vacation, let me tell you, I hit that snooze button a lot more times because I'm like, you know
oh,
what? I don't have to take them to school, so I'm Gucci. That's an hour, dude. Taking them to school is almost like an hour and a half ordeal. Having drive out and drive back, and
bro,
so that saves so
even
much
if
time.
and even if you don't sleep that full hour, those extra 15 minutes of sleep are the best quality sleep of the night. Let's be honest, okay?
But like you said, is that me being an inner bitch and not getting up, not listening to the David Goggins or the Jockos and getting up and just suffering and waking up at 4:30 in the morning and getting a sweat in.
Well, there's something to that, to just getting the shitty part of your day over with. And it's not that jujitsu shitty, because jujitsu is fun. But the act of, the willpower that it takes, because it is pure willpower that early in the morning. The willpower that it takes to go from comfortable, warm next to your spouse, where, you know, we're adults, sometimes you lean over and be like, "Hey, baby, you want to wake up?" and then instead of doing that, you gotta be like, "Let me put on these shoes. Let me grab this gear. Let me go." And then, like at CTA in Dallas, they have a little. The 6 a.m. crew is basically like a gang. They call themselves the Sunshine Boys,
Hmm.
and and
Yeah,
it's
you dropping knowledge that's not supposed to be dropped.
you know what I'm saying? It's their little gang in the morning, bro, and And it's funny because you don't see a lot of the young guys in the 6 a.m. class. Like I don't see like the young guys, but I see like the older guys, the guys that know, the guys that got things to do, the guys that move the world are up that early, and they're like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna kill my boss today. I'm like, this guy, this guy gets it. This guy gets putting away that demon today. He gets it. And it's an interesting thing. Like doing jujitsu that early in the morning, it's it's different. I mean, even just waking up to do morning cardio at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
that
absolutely. That's
that's that's its own beast too, bro. When I was getting ready for my super fight for tap out cancer, I was doing that for 3 months straight, every morning, every day of the week. It didn't fucking matter. I didn't care. My whole goal was to out cardio this motherfucker. He was a giant Samoan dude. I was like, yo, I am not going to outpower this guy, but I am going to out cardio him. I'm going to take him to deep water and he's going to get tired and I'm going to fucking do my thing. Right. And it was every day, 45 minutes on the elliptical and, a killer fucking kettlebell session. Just killer. Just dripped in sweat. Boom. Go to work, do my thing, then go train at night. 2 days, every day, 3 months straight. Fucking no rest days. My rest days was a light roll at
mhm.
jujitsu. Let's just drill today. Bro, like the improvement I felt was something that was like, yeah, this is what my body can do. Interesting. It was crazy. I think that's the lowest I've been in weight. Like I think I got down to like 255. I got down to like 255. I went in at 255.
Wow,
And yeah, waiting at 255, I was like, yo, I'm within shooting distance of like the big picture goal weight. And I was there. That's when, I was starting to wear the regular A2s. They were a little snug, but the regular A2s were starting to fit. You know what I'm saying? I was
hmm
buying that clothes off the rack, and I'm like, yo, I look good as fuck. But at the same time, these Oreos are calling my name, and shit happens, bro. It's
Did
a
you did
struggle.
you did you did you listen? Did you listen to them calling your name?
Uh,
How?
I listened to them when my wife left.
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh at that.
it's
They
yeah.
won that battle, bro. They won that battle, but now I'm starting to put that demon back in the box, bro. Like they won that battle. That was that was a tough time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's it can't doesn't sound pleasant at all.
Bro, it's
But you're
it's
through it, and you said
I'm
you're overcoming those demons, right? Like you might have
over.
had
It's
a
I
lack or a stumble, right? Like but it
Yeah,
happens to everybody.
it,
So
it's a common thing, right? Like divorce is such a common thing, and it shouldn't be. Like I'm a man of faith. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I don't believe that if somebody wants to commit to marriage, two people, let it be gay or straight, at this point, like that's a different level of commitment. You know, there's commitment to a job, there's commitment to a girlfriend, there's commitment to your friends, but like that spousal commitment, like it's not just the paperwork. Like people want to dwindle it down to a business transaction. No, it's not. No, it's this spiritual thing. Like you're spiritually bonded with this person, right? And then, let it be your fault or the other person or mutual decision. When that gets severed, it fucks with you. It turns your life upside down. It's not fun. It's not at all. right?
Well, it's kind of because just myself being married, you're for so long you're two people. You're two people that are one, right? And then for that to be split apart, that's
my therapist says that, it's like grieving a death in the family. And I'm like, yeah, but at least when the person is dead, they're fucking done. It's final. You're done. You cry a little bit, you miss them. The anniversary comes around, you feel a little sad, but it's not too bad. With a divorce, that bitch is right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I could find her if I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I could ask her questions. I could be a creep, but no, I can't be because then I go to jail. So
well. It's, no, that's what you said. You can be, however, there are consequences to those actions.
it's like you get those those murderous thoughts you have when you don't do jujitsu for like 4 days, where you look at your coworker and you're like, motherfucker, you say one dumb motherfucking thing. You remember all that jujitsu shit that I tell you I do 3 times a week? I'm gonna practice on you, and you're not gonna fucking like it. Okay, like imagine those thoughts, but going through like one of the worst life events you've ever gone through, and
Hmm.
yet it's hard to explain. Like I didn't want to do anything, bro. Like the first month of all this going down, and I remember calling you like early on. I was talking to you about it, and it was like, bro, like it was the fucking worst. It's the worst. Like I didn't give a fuck about anything. Like I was like, yo, fuck this, fuck
I know,
life.
and I try to tell you to get to train, and yeah, you weren't receptive.
Bro, it's like the last
I
thing on my
and
mind.
I know and it was trying to just get you not thinking about it, right? It was trying to hopefully divert your attention if because
Dude, and,
how
and
when you were
you know
grappling,
the
right? When you are grappling, how can you can't think of anything else? You have to think about what the person in front of you, right?
and I'll,
So
and I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you this. The reason I didn't train, and was my thinking, and I will hold this to be true. There's a level of trust amongst training partners. There's this level of trust where I'm trusting you with my life. I didn't trust myself to trust. I didn't trust myself with partners. Not that they would hurt me, but that I would have a bad moment on the mat and hurt somebody. That's what was holding me back.
wow,
Like I was so angry, bro, and I didn't know how to handle it. Like I was sad, I was angry, I was going through all those emotions. And it's like I wanted to train. I did. Dude, I love jujitsu. Jujitsu is I hate to use the fucking moniker, but it fucking saved my life in many ways. But because I love what we do so much, right? I couldn't bring myself to go to a training session angry
and possibly hurt somebody.
and possibly hurt somebody, right? Because it's like, you know, jujitsu, like when you do enough rounds of jujitsu, it becomes kind of like this hypnosis, right? Like you're going like the move, you don't really think about the move, you just react, right? But like my whole thing was like I'm so angry that if I get a hold of somebody, like I I don't know what's gonna happen. And it's like I didn't want to bring that energy to the gym. I didn't want to bring that energy to my training partners. I really didn't. Like I remember like I trained a handful of times like that first month. Like I went back to CTA in Dallas, where I got promoted to blue belt and all that. And and I remember like going I was doing the noon class with them, and it was a small group. But I remember I was rolling with this one dude in Spazzy white belt, Spazzy white belt, and I'm trying to keep like that relaxed mindset, bro. And like midway through, it's like I let out a lot of aggression in the process. and I almost hurt him. Like I almost legitimately hurt him. I caught myself, and I was like, oof. And that day, I was like, I need to like work out through some of these emotions before coming back because this dude, what example, how many people you've known in throughout your years of training that even doing drills, one wrong move, there goes a rib, there goes a knee, there goes a neck,
Mm-hmm.
they're out for months, and it wasn't out of malice, it was accidents happen. My biggest fear in jujitsu is hurting somebody with bad intentions. Like shit happens. It's a combat sport. Like people get hurt. I understand that. I was nursing a meniscus tear on my left knee for 6 months, training. Working around it and all that. So I get it. And but I never wanted to be that training partner to go in there with a bad vibe, with that angry attitude, and like hurt the wrong person. You know, like not to say
When anybody, let alone the wrong person.
exactly. I don't want to hurt anybody, but like, God forbid, it's like your favorite training partner, right? He passes your guard, you lose your cool, and pop, pop.
Mm-hmm.
Shit happens. Shit happens, bro. You know, and I didn't want to just be. I didn't want that factor, my mentality, to be the reason I hurt somebody because you know how it is, bro. Like sometimes there's bad motherfuckers in the gym, but you put a little aggression behind some of these moves, it's a different game. Like now it's like no, no, now we're fighting. Now, if I mount your ass, now if I mount your ass, like you think I'm gonna submit you? Dog? Like I'm about to drop these elbows until you're fucking leaking, dog. You know,
Little tough love.
tough love. But like that was my mentality, and I feel that while I wanted to train and I wanted to be on the mats, I needed to handle my emotions before going back because I don't want to be that guy in the training room that is known for hurting people ever. I've never hurt anybody intentionally. When I was a white belt, yeah, I was that big fat white belt that the the purple belt with the ego didn't want to let me pass his guard, and because I was doing the proper technique, I popped his rib, and he admitted it was his fault or whatever. I felt so bad about that, so bad. I was like, "Yo, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you." It's like, "No, you're doing it right. I should have just let you pass." Shit like that happens. I remember that day clearly, but I didn't ever wanted to be that guy at the gym, hurt somebody else, or even hurt myself in the process. I was like, "Yo, get your mind right, get help, figure this out." And when you're ready, you'll go back and it's gonna be okay. But I needed that emotional hiatus. It wasn't that I didn't want to train. It's honestly, I just didn't want to hurt nobody, bro. I was so hurt, I was afraid to hurt people, bro.
That's very astute that you went that way, and by the sounds of it and what you were saying earlier, it does sound like you went out and got hurt. Or got help, got help. You sought therapy.
Dude, it's that's one thing. I'm a very, I think the weight loss process, and you know this more than anybody. You have to face your demons. You have to face your demons to lose weight. You have to be you have to be 1,000% with yourself, right? And in that process, through all those years of, struggling with weight, losing weight, keeping it off, because I've kept a bunch of it off. I've gained a little bit back, but I've lost in total close to 250 pounds. I've kept
That's
off
awesome.
for,
That's incredible. That's
yeah,
250 pounds. That's
yeah.
wow.
So, right. And right now I'm like 280. So it's like I've still kept most of it off. I've gained some back, but I've kept most of it off, and I still feel great, and I still feel good. I move. I feel like I move pretty good on the mat still. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like my cardio needs to be fucking ramped up to freaking high heaven. But I
But you're
felt,
not gonna get that on a bike. You got
mm,
jujitsu cardio is different, baby. You just gotta
no,
do more jujitsu.
you just gotta do jujitsu, dog, right? But it was like facing those demons. I needed to face those demons, and I knew that doing jujitsu was a band-aid for what I was going through. It wasn't gonna fix what I'm going through. And I'm not saying it's fixed 100%, but it's way better than what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, bro,
But you're a work in
talk
progress.
exactly. Like it was such a dark place, bro. Like I never thought like the thoughts of suicide were 100% real. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been one like that, but it was like, bro, I was in so much pain. There was a night where I pulled out my gun, loaded it, and set it on the dresser, and I looked at it for hours. Looked at it for hours. Thought about swallowing a bullet. And I say that now, knowing that wasn't the way to go, but in the moment, it felt like the only way to go.
Wow.
Like it was a dark place, bro. And it's like I'm not look, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. I don't wish this on anybody. But it's been insane. It's been an insane 6 months. And it's not over yet. Still gotta fucking wait for some things to finish, but things are looking better, bro. And I'm
Well, I'm
happy
glad you're
that
on things are on the better side, and I'm always here if you want to talk, when you want to talk. I'm a phone call away.
bro, you're my brother, bro. I love you. I say this, man. I spoke to your wife for a little, like briefly today, and I was like, I'm I'm a side bitch, right?
What the fuck you mean by that?
And she goes, you're one of many. And I'm like, I thought we had a special relationship. I thought he loved me more.
Oh
bro,
man.
bro, but it's crazy, right? Because it's like I say this, like what I love about jujitsu is like the friendships I have, like people like you, right?
Hmm.
Like we've met obviously online, and we've mostly interacted, through the socials throughout the years,
And each other's
and
podcast, really.
and each other's podcasts and shit as content creators. But it's like what brought us together was jujitsu. Because I
Yes.
remember was reaching out to you when I first got back into jujitsu back in 2017. I was like, bro, I used to train before, but I'm starting to train again. I need something that I can use. You're like, I got you, dog. And, I paid for the gi. You sent it. You've hooked me up with a couple of gis since then. And it's been like, I tell people, it's like, bro, like the Fat Boy Jiu Jitsu brand is, has such a special place in my heart because of what it represents. Like, it's a fly gi. All your gis are
Appreciate it.
always fly. It's a fly gi. It's always been, it's a flex every time I'm on the mat. I feel flexy as fuck. People say, show you roll. I'm like, bro, Fat Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this. Like, fuck you guys. I got Fat Boy. This is exclusive. You know.
I mean, they truly are exclusive. Let me tell you.
But it's a conversation piece too, man. Like in Texas, I'll wear, especially like the last several that you sent me, I would wear them to like open mats or something. And people be like, bro, that's a fucking dope gi. And I'm like, fatboyjujitsu.com.
Thank you, brother. But
And they'll
yo,
be like, yo,
you,
what
you
happened?
like you. the geezer fly, and what it is, it's I gotta say, I think it's my logo. My logo for some reason is, man, it didn't miss. That logo is dope to the point, dog. I gotta shout out my guy Phil. There is another guy out there that just recently got a Fat Boy Jiu-Jitsu tat.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome. Legit.
I might get one. I need to cover up a tattoo. Might cover it up with a Fat Boy Jiu-Jitsu tattoo, dog. I might do
Oh,
that.
snap, son.
I might get one. I might get one.
Phil,
Be like,
Phil
wow.
started a trend. Phil goes, I told him, Phil, I go, damn, that's dope. He goes, I tell him, man, we're tat twinsies. He goes, you got one too? I go, bro, of course, I'm the alpha, dog. Like, of course I do.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a dope fucking. That is a dope logo. Not gonna lie, but
Appreciate
it's like, but it's like this, right? Like for like the community that you've built around the brand, it's amazing, right? Like you sponsor fights, you sponsor an entire community. Like what you've done with the brand, and as an independent guy, because most people don't understand that you do this yourself.
yeah.
Right? Like you do this yourself.
While being a father, working full time, trying to run a jiu-jitsu school with some partners, and amongst other things. Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like you do this yourself, and like you like I'm gonna give you this, bro. Like you're one of the first people to say, like, you like your shit, bro. Like buy it at full price. Like that is such a real thing. Like I remember like my mentality when I first started training jiu-jitsu and starting comedy was like, yo, I'm broke. I'm just trying to do this. Like I'm not, anything that I can do so I can afford this, I'll do. And then the appreciation over time, what you've done, right? Because I've paid full price for your gis before, and I don't know if you're a good-hearted person. Like I remember when I paid a full
Appreciate it.
price and I got the like I paid full price for the gi. You sent me two gis on top of that, and I was like, dude, I paid full price for one, and he sent me three. What the fuck? I remember that day was like it was like Christmas. I was like, I got three gis. What? A T-shirt and a pin. Ah, damn, bro. Like talk about sponsorship. Don't need to buy games for a while. And it was like it's what you do for the brand and the what you build. And I appreciate like you taking me, because I love jujitsu, but my thing is comedy. Like I perform comedy. I live and breathe this art of comedy. And jujitsu is the thing that supplements it, that allows me to keep doing comedy, at the levels that I do it. And you just like, hey, he's not in the jujitsu space, but this dude does jujitsu. He's a good guy to fucking use to promote, because I'll promote the shit out of it. Fucking, I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, yo, I'm with Fat Boy. This is my brand. This is the people that hook it up. I shout you out in every podcast I do. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, why? Because I love the brand. Period.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
But just so the other two gis, like, and I told you when I had them, they were actually my old gis I had given you. So it was like I was giving you bread, and I told you that when I gave them to you, they had just.
I know, but it was a surprise to me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was surprise to me. Surprise to me. I mean, they were older gis, but still, they were pretty freaking good condition. So,
My gis last a long time, dog. What can I say?
bro. So, like the first gi I bought from you, the black gi, the original Oreo, bro. I still have the top. The bottoms were the first thing to go because
The bottoms go, man. Sometimes the grips, people pulling on grips, and that. And let me tell you, when you got some thickum thighs, like we usually do, Them thick thighs, they save lives, but they do not like pants. Gi pants do not like thick thighs.
Bro, it both times. So they lasted. So the first pair of pants lasted 3 years, and then one lonely day, some guy tried to pull on the pant sleeve, and I'm like, fuck, right. And then the white gi that I got from you, that one lasted damn near 4 years, and the thing that I had to retire them was the knees from a lot of schools, in most places start from your knees. You don't really do stand up. Now it's becoming more of a thing where most schools start with standing up. But for many years, jujitsu was we start from our knees because it's supposed to be safer, because it's supposed to be this. So starting from your knees, guess what? Those pants get worn out. They do. I had holes on my knees in those pants.
Get off
I,
your
I
knees. Stay off your
get off
knees.
stay off my fucking
Just stay off your knees. You won't
stay
have.
off
Just stay
stay
off your
off my
knees.
knees. See what I would like, and maybe this is an idea for you, is some gi material grappling shorts.
Bro,
You know,
did you
those.
miss my? Did you miss my story? Was out when I was in Mexico that I was rocking. I was rocking the dopest, the flyest combat night gi shorts. Gi shorts. Let me tell you this. However, mine had pockets because I was rocking, but Retro Grappler had a set, and let me see if we can bring them back out. They had a set of gi shorts that were gi material shorts. Oh, they are amazing. They feel amazing. I was rocking them all throughout Mexico, buddy.
Bro, you were living it up in Mexico, dog.
Yeah, I went out there with the wife to celebrate our well, it's funny, our 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
That's a
thank
that's
you.
a that's a big mile marker, bro.
Yeah,
You,
it
she,
it
she can't.
is.
You guys can't leave each other now, because now she knows all your good spots. She knows how to. She knows that one finger trick to make you come instantly, just in case she doesn't want to fucking deal with you that night. Like, she knows all your spots. You
she
can't leave her now.
she's an amazing woman. Yeah, we've bro, thick and thin. It's rough. It's work. It's not easy. You know, it is not. It's a lot of work.
Bro. But man, dude. So, um, how's the whole thing with Retro Grappler and Fat Boy? Because you guys had a collab there for a minute. I remember when you dropped
We
that. How did that
don't. We
go?
don't. We. I mean, there's that's my guy. That's my guy. He local here in Orlando, and I support him. He supports me, and I want to see him grow, and he wants to see me grow. That's it's all love with him.
That's what's up. But you guys dropped a T-shirt though together, didn't you?
Yes, we do. We have the it is fat and worthy. I can't say certain names. Fat and worthy, and it was to commemorate the only MMA event that was happening at a certain time of the year when there was nothing available to happen because
That's
everybody
right.
was in a pandemic.
That's right, bro. And those guys at Combat Jiu Jitsu, bro, they put on some good fights, man. I catch them
Combat night.
Combat Night.
Yes, combat
Combat.
jujitsu's this guy's thing, EBI's, but
Hey,
whole
bro.
even yeah, it's funny that combat. You have that. You have no what is it? Combate America. So believe me, there's a lot of combat stuff. So it can be confusing. You got karate combat.
That's right.
You know.
Now, Masvidal has his new bare knuckle MMA shit too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. They actually just had a show last week here in Orlando at the Silver Spurs Arena.
What do you think about that bare knuckle MMA, bro?
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't catch the event.
But the
But
idea, because MMA is brutal. Let's be real. MMA is a beautiful sport, but it's also very brutal. Like, just in its nature,
yes,
right? Right.
the gloves protect your hands from breaking.
But just slicing a motherfucker, like BKFC, like I can't watch those fights. It's too bloody for me. I'm not a big gore guy, but
It
like I
doesn't have to
didn't
be
know.
gory. Just blood is blood, dude. Happens. I mean, do you think plastic surgeons say I don't want to be gory? Shit just
Again,
happens.
that's why I'm not a doctor. That's why I tell jokes for you, bro. Come on now.
True.
Nah, bro. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like I get it. It has its own. It's it has its space. I think it has its space. I know it has its space. I appreciate it for what it is. But the fact that you take off the glove changes the fight. Like I feel like fighters are they're not doing what they normally do. It feels like what Kimbo started in the backyards of Miami, and that kind of
I
trickled
mean,
all
if
over
you
Florida.
remember, Jorge fought Kimbo in one of them fights.
Well, not Kimbo, one of Kimbo's
One of
boys,
Kimbo's
but
boys, yes. But
yeah,
yes.
like what started as a pure Florida thing, right? Like the bare
Bro, he's
knuckle.
Florida as fuck. Let him do it. It's great. It's happening. People are signing up. Let him watch
Huh?
it.
Fuck yeah! But it feels like it's now like it's mainstream now. Like people want to see that more and more. And it's like I remember when it was,
Or
whenever you
is it a function of if you build it, they will come?
can it be can both be true?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
But we do have everybody searching for, World Star fights online anyways.
yeah, but I can't watch those anymore. I feel bad for the person that gets knocked out. I'm like,
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
I'm
But
like,
you
yo,
not watching it doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
that's true. That's
It's
true.
already done happened, dog. Them brain cells already done left. The fact that you don't watch it doesn't make them have any less or more
Well,
brain
I mean,
cells.
you're 100% correct, sir. I mean, there's been a lot of PCP fights done on the internet. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it's I feel like what started as like a pure Florida thing, like something that Floridians, you know, it started, with early YouTube days with Kimbo and all that. Then it was imitated all over Florida because I remember when I was in high school, people were betting on fights and shit, all over Orlando. And it's like now seeing it as like an organized event sanctioned by the state of Florida is another reason why I love this state. It's like, yo, Papi DeSantis signed off on this shit? What the fuck? Hell
Well,
yeah.
it was the athletic commission under his, but yes, absolutely. Hell yeah, full. Let's go, full front. I
Bro,
feel
that's
like
hilarious.
what's it call it? Leo, and Kate right at the top of the Titanic. Hell yeah, free as
Bro,
hell.
bro, it's like, no, he's not just free as hell. It's like fucking that scene from Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay.
Florida is where it's at, dog. I am so glad that I moved down here when I did, and I've enjoyed every minute of becoming a Floridian, because that's what I
Bro,
consider myself. I'm just a Floridian that was born in Chicago.
bro, like I will forever be a Florida boy. I rock my Marlin hat everywhere that I fucking go. I rock my Heat jersey everywhere that I go. Bro, I'm in the middle of Texas, and and I look like I still live in South Florida, and people be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "If you know, you know. You know, like if you don't know, you don't know. It's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like little shit like that. Like I tell people all the time, it's like, yo, Florida gets a bad rap, but Florida's dope as fuck. Like it gets a bad rap. We like to say weird. We like to talk about weird animals on the news, and we like to save manatees, but at the same time, we can do whatever the fuck we want. And nobody says anything. They just kind of go, yeah, that's normal. It's fine. Let's just do whatever the fuck we want.
Florida, baby.
It's so great. It's so stupid. Like, like I'm working on this bit. I've been working on a bit for a while, and I don't want to give it away, but
Yeah, because they're going to come see you on Saturday night. Where are they going to come see you Saturday night, dog?
Harry Buffalo,
Harry
Orlando,
Buffalo,
Florida.
downtown Orlando.
Bro, it's gonna be a fun show. We've sold about 70 tickets, so hit the link in my go to my Instagram, Papi the Comic,
What is it? What is your Instagram? At what?
at Papi_the Comic, link in the bio. It's gonna be the very first link in the link tree. Click, buy your tickets. Come out. It's gonna be in so much fun, guys. You get to see me do my thing. I'm the hometown boy and out of this crew. Terry McNeely is a phenomenal comic out of New York City. He lives in Florida now, but he's out of New York City. Bobby Sauce is a South Florida comedian. Great fucking dude, Italian guy, funny as fuck. Mike Merck out of New Jersey. He's a great dude. He might as well be Floridian, but we adopted him because he's trying to buy property here, but he doesn't have the money yet. So we're trying. But he believes in what the fuck this is. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, gotta come out. Bunch of funny guys just talking shit, and it's a fun time. Like, if you've never been to a live comedy event or a live comedy show, you're missing out. Like, I get music is cool, but go to a live comedy show whenever you can. Your life is gonna be changed. Like, you're never gonna look at entertainment the same again.
Yep.
Ever. You're never gonna look at entertainment the same again. And you know what? I'm happy to say that I'm back home able to do something that I love, even if it is for a few days.
That's
Because
awesome.
it's my dream in stand up is not only to do the biggest things you can do in stand up, headline Madison Square Garden, drop a special, sell out theaters and comedy clubs all over the country. But one of my biggest things and one of my biggest goals in my career is to come home and sell out, you know, let it be, the TD Garden or whatever it's called now. It used to be the TD Garden. See,
It's the
I'm old
Amway
school.
Center, dog. What are you talking?
It's the Amway Center, but it used to be called the TD Garden. Remember that?
The TD Waterhouse, it was called.
TD Waterhouse back in the day. But to sell out a place like that, or one of the theaters here in Orlando, in my hometown, is definitely on my to-do list as a comedian. And
Well, you're just gonna be like UFC's Phil Rowe, who just won, his UFC fight here at the Amway Center in his hometown.
bro, I interviewed Phil
who's
Rowe on
talking?
my podcast. That dude is so fucking dope, bro.
Yeah,
I love his vibe. He is such a chill dude. One of the realest motherfuckers out here.
If
And
you're
by
here
the-
for a couple of days, you go check them out at Fusion.
Yeah, he told me he found out I was here. He gave me the open invite, but I'm nursing a little black eye because of somebody's knee. I don't know whose knee it was, but I ran into somebody's knee in training, so now I gotta ice my eye. But I'll be all right.
Are you throwing shade at? Is it me? Were you throwing shade at me?
No,
Is that
no,
my
I
man?
I honestly don't know who it was.
Oh, okay.
You
Because
know,
I legit thought you were throwing shade at me. Was it with me?
no, no,
Oh, okay.
no. I don't want to say it was you, and I don't because
It
honestly,
might have been. I don't know.
but shit happens, bro. This is what I'm talking about jujitsu. Like sometimes you catch
I
me,
don't
and
even
it's
remember.
I don't exactly. I don't remember it happening. I just remember looking in the mirror and be like, I caught something in my.
The worst is looking in the mirror and seeing that half of your face is scratched off because of gi rash.
Bro,
That's what's going
that's
on with
nothing.
that's what's going on with my face right now.
To me, the worst is when somebody puts great pressure and takes an eyelid. That's the worst. That's the worst. That's when you got to stop and be like, yo, I can't see.
Yeah.
Give me a second. My eye went black for 2 seconds. Let me stop and regather my thoughts.
My eye looked like a kaleidoscope.
It's blurry, barely any lights. Okay, lights coming back. We're good. Let's keep going. That's the worst. That and a nut shot.
Oh,
When
nut
somebody
shots are the burst.
nut shots in jujitsu, because they don't happen often, but when they do happen, you know it was quasi on purpose.
I don't know. Well, depending if you're coming for that knee slice really hard or not.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Actually,
So,
the other
so
day
it's
it
like,
was my wife who
so,
knee sliced me, and I was like, "Hey, remember I got some danglers down there."
no, so it's like, so the way Kaio, like, and the reason I say it's quasi on purpose is Kaio Terra, the way he teaches the knee slice is not really in an angle. He comes towards your chest and then slides off. If you can picture what I'm saying. So he like comes, like if you're playing open guard, he's basically trying to knee you in the chest and then use that momentum to knee cut. I've caught a couple knees to my junk in the process of that, because you see that knee coming, you throw yourself back and they land right on your junk, and you're just like, ah, that's not a fun time. It's not a
No,
fun time.
it never is. This sure
And it's
doesn't tickle.
or does it tickle, and it's just, too ticklish. It's too ticklish. Um, but no, man, it's fun, man. Like I really, back to the comedy thing. I really like the goals I have in this comedy crazy dream that I'm doing and I'm walking out is to come home and freaking record a special here with friends, family in the audience, people, people that know this city and love this city and appreciate this city, because there's so much more to Orlando than Disney World. Like
The rat,
as of
besides the rat,
besides the fucking rat,
I hate that.
It's like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the rat.
here, I tell people all the time, like people who aren't from here or people that visit here that live in other places, me living in Texas, and they find out where I'm from. Oh, that's where Disney is at. And it's like, yo, like there's so much more to this city than most people realize. Like this city has a thriving art scene, it has a thriving comedy scene, it has a thriving music scene. Like there's so much talented people here that will never get shine because it's unfortunately not LA or New York.
And the
You
and the,
know,
and the striving. You forgot to mention the striving MMA and jiu-jitsu scene here. Got the
dude,
greatest in the world, dog. They don't even
bro,
know.
this here's the thing. I I believe, and I've known forever, that the MMA and jiu-jitsu hotbed that is Florida, I think has always been respected. When, especially amongst MMA fighters and amongst jiu-jitsu people, when you say, "Oh, I train in Orlando," like their eyes kind of glaze over because they all, like, people who know, you know, like I don't like when I hated when I first started training again, and I hate the name drop. I hate getting the G check from like people who've been around, because they go, "Oh, you've trained? Oh, where have you trained?" That question, right? And then the way things have turned out in the last 15 years since the very first time I stepped on the mat.
Hmm.
Paul Rodriguez and Jason Williams are now one of the two best coaches in the game. Period. Like, period. Like, people know who they are. They know they're fighters. They know Mike Perry. They know Phil Rowe. They know, Rodolfo Vieira's here now. Jacare's here now. All these guys train under those two guys and have had a lot of success. And then you drop that name at a casual jiu-jitsu school, and the MMA nerd looks at you, and I'm like, yeah, I trained with Paul in 2008 when he was still an active fighter. And you're like, what? Yeah. You know, oh, I've trained with Jason Patino, ADCC qualifier. What? You know, now, it's crazy, that throughout my time in jiu-jitsu, I've had so many opportunities to train with some of the baddest motherfuckers that ever stepped on a mat. Like Yuri Samois, bro. Yuri Samois is one of the nicest guys in the world. Three-time ADCC champion. That dude's been, drops by when he goes to Dallas to do seminars. We have dinner. The guy is a nice guy. Mason Fowler's been on my podcast. And it's like, yo, the things jujitsu has given me,
Mm-hmm.
not monetary value, but in like fucking cool experiences, bro. Like I can't like how do you explain to a regular person that I just hung out with one of the baddest men in the world, got my ass kicked for 45 minutes, and I'm happy that I got my ass kicked for 45 minutes? How do you explain that?
You can't. It's and most people won't understand that how good it feels. You know.
Here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. Unless you do jujitsu, you don't know who the fuck Mason Fowler is.
That's true.
You know? And then I think to myself, I'm like, do you not understand the level of athlete this man is? Like, this guy could have chosen to be an Olympic wrestler. He could have chosen to be a boxer. He could have chosen to do anything else with his life and probably would have excelled at. But he chose jiu-jitsu.
More than excelled, I think.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we can say that about any top jiu-jitsu athlete, right? Like their level of dedication, they could have chosen to do anything else in life and probably would have been one of the best doctors, one of the best, surgeons or whatever, but they were physically gifted and they were dedicated. Like people like Gordon Ryan. Like it takes a very smart individual to be that good at jiu-jitsu. Very smart individual. Like that dude could have gone and got a 4-year degree or a doctor's degree doing something else and probably make
And,
the
and
same
he
amount of
and
money.
he still probably can. There's nothing that says stopping him that won't. You know.
Exactly. Mikey Musumeci is another guy. Fucking nerd. He's a Florida boy, by the way. Right? Mikey Musumeci, he could have decided, it's like, instead of doing jiu-jitsu full time, hey, I'm going to go get my master's degree and become a doctor. And
His
probably,
sister became a lawyer and did jiu-jitsu.
I know. But my
You
point
know, so and he was pretty much with her the whole time. They they're amazing.
dude, it's insane. It's like,
Yeah.
how can you not? And so it's like, I look at them, I look at them and their level of dedication, and I know, I love jujitsu, but I'm like the mats don't lie. You know where you stand on the mats at all times. Doesn't matter what belt or what piece of cloth you wear around your fucking waist. You know where you stand. You know where you stand. That shit doesn't matter. You know where you stand. I know that I could be the best jujitsu player I can be, but I know in my heart that I will never be a champion. So, but I know that I can be the best comedian in the world. And I know that if I can grind out in jujitsu, comedy is it's easy. Bro, jujitsu sucks. Jujitsu grind sucks ass.
It takes a special character. It
Bro,
really
it's
does.
like it's funny because I'm one of the very few comics, like if you ever have a chance to like hang out with stand-up comics, most of them are, depressed, miserable people, funny artists, creative. But the ones that happen to be in a good mood, all of them that I know, and it's very few of them, very, very few of them, all train jujitsu. Like comics that train jujitsu, it's like the life hack to doing great in comedy. Doesn't mean you're gonna be, it doesn't guarantee success, but like it gives you that extra confidence to go on stage. It's like, oh, me, this joke not landing, is the easiest part of my night.
I don't think that's just inherent to comedy. I think most people in their fields, if they do jujitsu, they tend to excel in their fields, and that's just something that you mentioned it earlier. The mats don't lie, so that just carries over. That mat life carries over into your real life, into your everyday life.
Oh, 100%. But I'm using, I know comedy more than I know anything else. And like there's a very funny comic based out of Orlando. Shout out to Eugene Torres. He trains and he's a legit purple belt. Like I've trained with the guy. He's legit, right? And he's been doing comedy 10 years. And me and him built a camaraderie over jiu-jitsu and comedy. And I talk to him fairly often. And, he's a few years ahead of me in his career. And he just got off tour with Carlos Mencia. And he was like, dude, if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, I couldn't be fucking doing this, bro. Like the stress that being a full-time comic brings, having to look for you're your own business. You have to look for work, you have to audition, you have to submit tapes. There's a lot of no's, there's a shit ton of no's, very few yeses, right? Like it's a fucking grind. He was like, if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, bro, I couldn't do this. And he's one of the guys, he and I were close, and he's like, every time I talk to him, he was like, bro, I train 3 times a week. I'm not competing like I was before because, comedy's my priority, but I still train 3 times a week. It was like I go in there, I pay the dues, and I do what I got to do. And he's on the road a lot, and he's a lot like me that, he brings his gear with him, and if he's in a town, he finds a school to train at. You build a network, and you continue the evolution of self-improvement, because that's really what it is. Jiu-jitsu is just the tool. It's the evolution, and it's an improvement in yourself. Jiu-jitsu brings, you know, one of the many great coaches that I've had the pleasure of training with up in Dallas, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big speech guy. He likes giving speeches during comp classes. He's a speech guy. It's like the teacher in him. It's like the motivator in him. He's one of the very few guys that likes to do that I know in the jiu-jitsu world. And every time we do a heavy comp session, weeks before out of competition, he always says the same speech, and I know it by heart because I've heard it so many times. He goes, listen, what's great about jiu-jitsu and what's great about competition is this. You have one big goal, but you accomplish so many little goals in the process to the big goal. And by the end of the big goal, you've improved yourself 10 times over. And he always preaches the self-improvement aspect of jiu-jitsu. He was like, it's not about being the best, it's about being the best version of yourself. He was like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Some of you guys are gonna win big time competitions, and you're gonna be great, and you're gonna do great things in this world. But the rest of you aren't. But that doesn't mean you stop. That means you continue to train, and you continue to improve yourself in doing this, because while doing this, you will meet those little goals, right? Let's say you decide to do, uh, you've competed at Worlds. When you decide to compete at Worlds, well, it's Worlds. It's going to be, the best guys in your age bracket, the best guys at your rank, and no role is going to be easy. So all of a sudden, what do? You tighten up your diet a little bit more. You do that extra cardio. You lift that extra weight. That one night where you were sober, guess what? You, instead of working out, you stretched a little bit more that night because you wanted to be right for the next day, right? You got that extra hour of sleep because you went to sleep half an hour earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those little goals.
Everything adds up.
Those little things, especially if you do it over a long period of time, become habits, right? That's why it's like there's something about what I love seeing about like young guys in jiu-jitsu, like the guys in their 20s that are like those that are spazzy, but like they caught the bug, right? Like not so much white belt. When I see like young blue belts, like they're like young guys, like in their early mid to early 20s. Their body don't hurt yet, so they still got it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And like they're in constant. They're always looking for competition, and those guys seem to improve so fast, so fast. And it's like, and it's not necessarily the jujitsu. Is like they align their life in a way where it's like now they're living and breathing this. Now working out and eating healthy becomes a habit. Oh, now they're going for that 5 a.m. run. Now, oh, guess what? Their work is improving. Oh, they got a promotion at work. Holy shit. He was like, yeah, dude, I got a promotion at work. And then it's like you trace it all back. It's like, oh, you committed to something that's really hard to do. And that discipline translates to everything else that you do in life.
And it's funny how many stories like that is just that simple, that jiu-jitsu has changed people's lives and they don't even realize it.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
You know.
It's
So,
crazy.
hey, I have to thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming over to the academy and stopping by. It was a pleasure. I hope I can
Hell yeah.
visit you in Dallas next time
Oh,
I'm over there.
fuck yeah, bro. If I'm in town bro, we'll get more rolls in.
That's
Uh,
awesome. Where can they get?
guys.
Where can everybody get you at again?
All right, guys. Follow me at Papi the Comic on all socials: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I'll be at the Hairy Buffalo downtown Orlando this Saturday, 8 p.m.
This
Bring your
Saturday being
friends.
December 10th.
10th, December 10th. Come out, hang out, have a drink with me if you so choose to. But it's gonna be a fun night. I really want to see the city of Orlando come support one of their own. It'll warm my heart, especially, all you crazy jujitsu guys. If you guys pack out the room, it'll be insane. But I'm excited. Um, I'm just excited for the show. I'm excited to be here.
Well,
And
and hopefully everybody comes out. So, brother, thank you very much, and
appreciate it.
appreciate it. See you in the next one.
See you in the next one, brother.
Thank you for listening to the Fat Boy Podcast. Have a nice day.